everyone, I'm Mind, and in front of me here, I have 6 more minifigures from LEGO's Minifigure Factory. If you're not familiar with what Minifigure Factory is, it's LEGO's custom minifigure printing service that they offer, where you can design your own minifigure either in person at certain LEGO stores or online, and then actually get that turned into a physical thing. Now, I think Minifigure Factory is really cool in theory, but it definitely has some limitations. I actually did a video recently about the Ninjago Fortnite figures they released, and while I think it's really cool we have those figures, they are far from perfect. The biggest thing with Minifigure Factory is it's always printed on a white torso, there's no options for other colors. So you can see on the cover of this box right here, it shows this red design that would probably look best on a red piece, but that's just not an option that you have. And then when it comes to printing darker colors, sometimes things look a little muddy and a little messy. But anyway, Minifigure Factory is not just for designing your own minifigure torsos. It's also a way for LEGO to put out like exclusive designs and collaborations. And there's been quite a few different Ninjago ones recently. Like I mentioned, yeah, I just did a video on the Fortnite designs, and there was a few other Ninjago designs in that video. But then after that release, they came out with even more Ninjago designs themed around the Old Town set. And these I actually got online. They should be available in person as well. So without further ado, let's get these open and take a look at the minifigures that I actually made. Number 1, we've got the host of the Woo Crew podcast. Number 2 here, we've got Wojira, and we're going to be taking a closer look at all of these in just a moment. But let's get the rest open first, because next up, let's see what we have. This one is the Loyalist symbol. Interesting that they chose to do that one. After that, let's see, we have Ninjago 15. And let's get this one opened up, and we have in here the Sky Pirate symbol. And finally, in the final box, we have Prime Empire. And that's my 6 figures, so let's take a look at them. So here's the first minifigure, the Prime Empire design. You guys might be wondering why we've got a pumpkin head here and a little kitten. This is something I actually don't usually touch on my other Minifigure Factory videos, but whether you buy it in person or online, you do get to pick out legs for your minifigure, a head for your minifigure, a hat or hairpiece, and finally an accessory. So with this haul, I didn't try to make like complete characters. Instead, I just tried to buy the most interesting pieces. I don't have a ton of these pumpkins and they could be useful for mocks. So that's why I decided to get 5 of them. Kinda useful face print I chose, and then of course I had to get kittens because they're super cute. You also get a printed brick with a link to LEGO.com, which is kind of funny. At the in-person stores, you can actually type out your name, which I think is really cool. But yeah, if you order online, you get the LEGO.com QR code instead. Anyway, let's talk about what you're all actually here for, the torso. Now, I find this very interesting, because this actually does not have the same issues that the in-person Minifigure Factory has had for me. The colors here are not nearly as muddy and faded. Like, it uses black as a base color, which in person I feel like would corrupt the entire design. But no, the printing here is surprisingly sharp, all the colors are really vibrant. Like, compare this to the cold torso I got at the in-person Minifigure Factory. The black on that torso is not nearly as dark, you can see it doesn't match his legs. But yeah, this is pretty much one-to-one color matching for the online torso. I actually had no idea there was that much of a quality difference. So going forward, if they continue to do like these collab designs, I think I'm going to try to buy them online rather than at the LEGO store. Because while I think it's fun to get like the custom printed brick as well, if there's that much of a difference in quality, yeah, I'd much prefer to get this. In terms of the actual design, I mean, it's cool. It's based off one of the stickers in the Old Town set, but I really love that they included the Ninjago 15 logo around the back. That's a really nice touch. It actually makes this torso feel like it's a proper collectible rather than just something random they slapped together. I find it kind of funny, it seems to actually have the opposite issue of the in-person torsos where maybe there's too much printing, because the black is printed super dark and that's amazing, but it looks like because the printing's so thick it led to a little bit of bleed. You can see there's a small black streak in the 5 on the bottom of the torso and it actually got around the side too, so I guess we have official LEGO side printing here. So that is a little bit unfortunate, but honestly I'd so much rather have this than this. This feels like a proper torso design, this one feels a lot more messy. Of course, as with all of them, the white base is not ideal, but again, because the black is printed so dark here, it's honestly not as bad as the white torso typically is. I'm very happy with this. In terms of choice for a design, I mean, it's cool. If you're a fan of Prime Empire or fan of Ninjago, it's a neat one to pick up. I like the 15 around the back, but also like not a huge deal to miss out on if you happen to. Next up, we have the Wojira torso. I got a little white cat with this one. And as you'll see with all the designs in this video, yes, this is based off another sticker from the Old Town set. In this case, it's like the Wojira Prophecy Scroll, which I think is a really cool one to turn into a shirt. The dark tan's not the most interesting color in the world, and again, doesn't look the best printed on white. My torso print also came a little bit misaligned. You can see it actually slightly wraps to the top of the torso, I've never seen that before, and leaves a small white gap at the bottom. Not a huge deal, but something worth pointing out. And on the back of the torso, we have Naiad, who's of course fighting Wojira in the sticker in the set. But they've added in the Ninjago logo here beneath it to sort of tie in with the rest. This one's definitely cool. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of the colors, and just being printed on white does hurt it a bit. But I love to see them like actually pulling from things in the show. because it's pulled from the Old Town, and the Old Town actually pulls from the show. So I think this is a fun collectible. Next up, we have the Loyalist torso, and yes, I got another kitten here. And another pumpkin head, which if we remove, there's the face print I got underneath. Not really sure why I got that one, but I guess it's cool to have. Anyway, yeah, this one has the symbol that we see on the Loyalists in the January 2026 wave, and it's on top of this green background with like little bubbles in it, sort of reminds me of the mutation monster. Very curious like what this face is in the show, and what's going to come of all of this. But I think it works, and again, those colors are so vibrant, and the lines are much sharper than I expect them to be. Turning this one around too, there's another Ninjago 15 symbol on the back, which is amazing. This lined up with the previous two makes for a very fun, like, 15th anniversary collection. And I think this is also a pretty cool standalone design, just Ninjago 15 on that green bubble. Even if you don't care about the Loyalists at the front, I think that print's really cool to get. And because this is from Minifigure Factory, you don't necessarily have to make your front and back torso prints match. You can get this back torso print on its own without this at the front, if you wanted to make, like, your own green shirt at the front instead. I do think it's really cool, though, that we did have a Dragon's Rising design in here and it wasn't entirely just Legacy stuff, because while I love Legacy and it's a ton of fun, it's nice to see them still appreciating the newer stuff. Aside from the fact that, again, I would have loved to have it actually printed on a green piece, this one turned out amazing as well. Another little misalignment on the torso, you can see this just shifted a little too far right, and on the front it's a little right and a little up. It actually wraps around the top corner of the torso a bit, but I really don't mind a slight misalignment. Now these three were the full torso designs that LEGO released for the 15th anniversary. These graphics are in the system, you just click them and it applies to the entire torso. You can modify and customize them by putting even more graphics on top, but you can't, like, resize them, you can't rotate them. They're meant to fit the shape of a torso. These next three, however, are not full torso designs. They're what are called decorations. What decorations are graphics that you can place onto any torso that you're designing, and you have a lot more freedom with them. You can put multiple at once, you can resize them, you can rotate them. Like in a previous purchase that I did, there was the Z-Blob decoration, so I decided to use a bunch of them to make an entire Z-Blob shirt. You can see they're all turned different ways, they're all different sizes, and the next few graphics you're going to see are all like that. You can do whatever you want with them, so they're more meant to supplement a custom design rather than just standing on their own. That being said, I'm a bit of a purist. I just wanted to get one of each graphic, so I just made it big and in the center of the torso. So here's a look at those. First up with this guy, I of course got another pumpkin, I got a skeleton head, which is kind of funny, and another kitten. For the actual torso, I have a decoration of the Sky Pirate symbol on the front, and the Sons of Garmadon symbol X'd out on the back. These are both really cool because, of course, these are both previous Ninjago villain factions, and we haven't had official figures for either of them in years. But these are both a part of a sticker in the Old Town, so that's why they're being brought back here. So I think this could be really cool to create your own, like, Ninjago Sky Pirates character or Sons of Garmadon character if you take things one step further and customize an entire torso. The benefit, too, of decorations over full torso prints is, of course, you could just put them on the white back, so there's no, like, awkwardness in the color of the torso. Obviously, just having a full white torso is not nearly as interesting as doing, like, green, but at least the sides of the torso match the front and back now. These are the sticker designs from the sets, but I think that's really cool. It looks amazing. Very, very happy with both of these. This next one, I got another pumpkin head, another white kitten, and another skeleton head. But the actual torso, they had a decoration that just says Ninjago 15. This is probably one of the best, because it's that same Ninjago 15 logo we saw in some of the other torsos, but because this is a sticker, you can use it for whatever you want. You can put it on the front or the back. Like, I think this on its own makes for a very cool minifigure torso. It's just a Ninjago 15th anniversary shirt. And the fact that you can resize it, you can put it on any design, I think is amazing. And then turning it around, I have another sticker right here. This is the dragon that's on the back of the first Spinjitzu Master's outfit. I think that's a neat concept, and it works well as a sticker. Probably not one of my favorites of this drop, just because I don't really know the practical application of it, like when I'd want to use it. But I feel like you could make some cool Ninjago-inspired designs at Minifigure Factory by using it. So I think it's neat to be included. This one, though, especially is awesome. I love it a lot. And then my final minifigure, I got another white kitten, another pumpkin. Underneath the pumpkin is another skeleton head. I don't know why I got so many of them. I think I just thought they'd be useful for mocks, maybe, possibly. I feel like there was probably better options, though, for face. But anyway, this guy has one final sticker to look at, and no, this is not the full sticker. It is the Woo Crew symbol. Now, if you watched my last Minifigure Factory video, you might be wondering, hey, didn't you get that one in that video? And the answer is yes, I already covered that there. But this is an example of how you can use decorations to create your own torsos. If you don't know, I host a podcast sometimes called the Woo Crew Podcast. It's sort of on hiatus right now. I don't know what's going on. That's a question for Matthew. But anyway, I thought it'd be cool to use the Woo Crew symbol to create a Host of the Woo Crew Podcast torso. Unfortunately, it does look like there was a good bit of bleed on this torso. All the letters are, like, underlined, which they're not supposed to be. I didn't mind, like, a little bit of bleed on some of the other torsos. I think this does look pretty sloppy, though, so I'm a bit disappointed in the quality there. But I think the actual graphics are very fun, and again, I do appreciate how dark that's printed. Because especially when you compare this same sticker printed at the LEGO store versus printed online, The LEGO Store one definitely has less bleed, but the black is also more gray, and the yellow's not as vibrant either. While everything is much sharper and much more vibrant on the online one, but because it's so sharp and so vibrant, yeah, there's like splotches around it. Either way, I thought it was a fun one to pick up. But there we go, that is all the designs present in the second drop this year for Ninjago's Minifigure Factory. If you missed it, go check out my video on the other one, where they have like the Source Dragon symbols, all the ninja symbols, and the Fortnite designs. And that's usually LEGO's flagship stores, so for example here in the US that's New York City and that's Orlando. I'm not sure what other stores do it, and I know like a lot of European stores have them. When I was in Asia, a lot of those stores did it. So it's not every LEGO store, but it is a lot of them. But yeah, at least as of right now, as of me recording this, these are still available, so if you want to get any of these designs for yourself, you absolutely can. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with how these turned out, and that might just be because the printing quality is pretty good, but all of the 15th anniversary and Old Town designs I find super cool. My favorite full torso is probably the Prime Empire one, just because I love the colors on it, and the Ninjago 15 on the back is really cool. But then I also like the generic Ninjago 15 decoration, as well as the Sons of Garmadon and Sky Pirates decorations. Let me know what you guys think of all these in the comments, though. Which torsos are your favorites? Which ones are your least favorites? Did you get any of these? Are you going to get any of these? It is limited time, so they will not be around forever, but at least as of right now, they are still available. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it, subscribe to my channel if you're new, make sure to use code BRICKSBYMIND in the Fortnite item shop, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.